Hi, and welcome back to the Secret of the Game course. This is lesson 25, Fantasy Love Life Architecture. So this is really the core of the course is really identifying what does that fantasy love life look like for you, and how can we start to architect it for you. Because remember, we wanted to make the distinction between Eastern and Western dating, where Eastern dating was fantasy girl architecture, meaning you're investing with one girl, you're looking to build this girl to basically your dream girl. Or on the Western style dating, that's more transactional in nature, where you're going to end up building a rotation. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So architecting a fantasy love life, you really have two options. Do you want to venture through rotation building in terms of Western dating culture? Essentially how that's going to work is knowing that it's such a transactional approach for women in the West, especially under the age of 35. We really will need to build a rotation there and focus on building a polarity dynamic with each and every one of them, but just knowing that some will flake, some will flow out of your rotation, and that's perfectly okay. We also need to understand that, with regard to your love life architecture, determining your core intent. So if your intent is to do Eastern style dating, you probably want to take a different approach. And later in the course, we'll talk about fantasy girl architecture, but you're not necessarily going to take that approach with the Western style dating culture. When it comes to rotation building, we kind of have three options here, or two options, which is you're going to have a primary rotation with girls that you're seeing on a consistent basis, being physical on a consistent basis, really focusing on that polarity dynamic. And then as you meet and basically seduce and get to the physicality with a new girl in terms of pickup, that's going to build your side rotation. And then eventually you're going to use develop that side rotation into primaries. So that will just create the breadth of pipeline for you continuously on a rotation basis, which is going to lead to that ubiquitous sex experience for you guys. So that's Western rotation building. It's going to be building that primary rotation, side rotation, and kind of that transactional dating. And the benefit that has is building a rotation is actually an asset for the high status 1% male. Always having girls on, within his text message away or a call away really allows you to operate from a source of power. And, having a known market that your new girl or your primary girl knows about will allow you to have some of that positive drama, which creates a jealousy plot line. It spikes her attraction for you, and basically you're always in demand and she can enjoy chasing after you in a good way. So finally, when we're talking about the other end of the spectrum, Eastern dating, we're talking about fantasy girl architecture and a focus on quality. So, it's all about creating the ideal girl across various dimensions, whether that's flirtatiousness, playfulness, intelligence, career success, physical fitness. But there's also that trustworthiness as well that isn't necessarily present in Western dating. And even if you're a pro-social player, you're really, trying to create magical experiences for the women in your life through, serendipitous moments, etc., and be able to allow you to make those magical connections. So once again, you really have to figure out where you're at right now. What age are you? Are you over the age of 35? Are you under the age of 35? If you're under the age of 35, you may want to look at, Eastern dating and creating fantasy girl architecture. If you're, over the age of 35 in the West, the power dynamics will change, and then you can enjoy, just the rotation from a Western approach. So, really need to be strategic and tactical. That's the purpose of this course, is getting clear on that, understanding the principles behind it so that you can optimize and win. So, thanks.